Hello, Commanders. Automatic Gamer here, and welcome to my Week 2 predictions of the 2025 NFL season. And oh my goodness, what a insane Week 1 already had with Monday Night Football, our game, Vikings, Bears. JJ McCarthy looked great. Sunday Night Football game with Bills, Ravens, that being close and just a nail-biting game, insane to watch. Lions finally get beat by the Packers. I like that, but I also didn't like it. And yeah, it's been an insane week 1. Also, before I start this breakdown predictions video, I first want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys, and thanks for getting me to 100 subscribers on YouTube. I am so happy and grateful for this community that I have built up for this past a little while when I officially started my YouTube career. And let's try to maybe get to 500 subscribers as hopefully maybe by nearing the end of this or the end of this NFL season. Let's try for 500 subscribers. I think we can do it, so let's do it. Subscribe. And also, if you want to talk more football with me, join my Discord. The link is in the description. And let's get into the Week 2 predictions. So, we have on. Let's start things off with Week 2 Thursday Night Football. We have the Washington Commanders facing off against the Green Bay Packers. And that's going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be at Lambeau Field, which may give the Packers an advantage, but I'm not certain they'll be an advantage at all. But, I mean, they looked really good on Sunday against the Lions, who couldn't really get anything going, which I'm happy about, but also Packers, hate them. But, yeah, Commanders, Packers, Thursday night primetime game. That would be probably a close game between each of the quarterbacks and how everyone is going to act in the offense and in the secondary, and especially how the Commanders did week 1 against the Giants, how they just destroyed them, and how Jayden Daniels played like absolutely incredible like he did the last season when they drafted him. So for that game, it's probably going to be close, but I would say for that game, I got to go with the Commanders to get the win, because I think the Commanders with Jayden Daniels, I think they're a little bit of a better team and have a better quarterback in comparison to the Packers with Jordan Love. So I think with the Commanders, I think, they would probably win this game, even if the Packers still have Micah Parsons. They're probably not going to be able to break through the offensive line to get to Jayden Daniels. So I'm going to see the Packers losing that game and for the Commanders to get that Week 2 win at Lambeau Field. And that game is at 7 o'clock. I always forget to mention those. Next at 12 on Sunday, we got the Browns-Ravens. Oh gosh, an AFC North matchup. Always a bloodbath within the AFC North. Browns-Ravens. I'm going to start out with Cleveland Browns first. Now, Browns, of course, they finally figured out their starting quarterback. It's going to be Joe Flacco, which is fine. And, well, they could have won that game against the Bengals, but barring not having a kicker, so they kind of effed up on that one. I think, were able to get a few things going especially on the offensive side of the ball. They improved a little bit on their defense. Also, the most important thing is they found a leader in their quarterback, and I'm not surprised that it is Joe Flacco. But, yeah, the most important thing is, yes, they found a leader on their quarterback for them to lead them into the future and maybe into the promised land within the AFC North, which is always a incredibly tough division to play when you have the Browns, the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Steelers. Now with the Ravens facing off against the Cleveland Browns, the Ravens, they looked amazing against the Buffalo Bills. They could have won the game up 15 points, and then Josh Allen did Josh Allen things in the fourth and in the third and fourth quarter, second half of the game, and they just came roaring back and won off that one field goal, making the game 41-40 with the Ravens losing by 1 point, making it a really fun Sunday night game, which I loved watching. And I love both those quarterbacks, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. So I would say if the Ravens keep playing like they did, and Derrick Henry, of course, plays like the king, Derrick Henry, like he is, and of course they have all those guys, Zay Flowers, Isaiah Likely. They have an incredible offense. They have a great defense. They have a great secondary, like they should. I'm going to say, yeah, the Ravens are definitely going to get this win on the Cleveland Browns. So that'll be that at 12 o'clock. Now we have the Jaguars versus the Bengals at 12 o'clock. So Jaguars Bengals. So obviously last week Jaguars won the Battle of the Cats against the Panthers, beating them with Trevor Lawrence, and of course you got Travis Hunter, new head coach Duval. He finally figured out how to win games. Okay, I'm kidding, but still, that's a joke. Yeah, they finally figured out how to win games, and hopefully they can establish more of a run, get them more opportunities for Trevor Lawrence, improve more on their offense and their defense. I don't really know how that looked, but I would say the battle for the Cats in that game against the Bengals, who did not screw it up week one. Well, I mean, I'm not going to blame Joe Burrow for that one, but yeah, they didn't screw it up week one. The Bengals didn't, so that's that, and kind of interesting, but also they still got, Trey Hendrickson, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, so they got plenty of weapons on the offense and defense, re-signing their star pass rusher, but their offense is their main power that they have. I don't really know if they have much of a defense, but that's my main concern for the Cincinnati Bengals, is their defense and their secondary on how their pass rush is going to be. But their offense is always formidable, and of course, yes, Joe Burrow is a great quarterback as long as he plays well, he's mobile, and he's got plenty of targets to throw to for the ball. He's got plenty of weapons on the offense. So for that game, I'm going to say two Cat teams. I'm going to say Kitty Goes Meow, Cincinnati Bengals would win that game. So that's going to be interesting for that. And the next match we have Giants Cowboys. Oh gosh. Oh Lord. Giants Cowboys. Interesting because, Giants, they could do some things, but it wasn't enough to stop Jane Daniels and the Commanders and Wildflower. So that's that, I guess. And of course, I think Russell Wilson, yes, is their starting quarterback. Of course, they got Jackson Dart and Abdul Carter, so he can hopefully get some more things going on their team. And, Russell Wilson being the starting quarterback, I still don't know what to think for the New York Giants and for Giants fans in general. Like, oh gosh, what are you going to do? They're going to be facing off against the Dallas Cowboys, and Cowboys kept it close against the Eagles. Of course, final score was 20-24 last Thursday night game to start off the season, and can you not have a spitting fight like you did that one game against the Eagles, please? And of course, I know they didn't eject Dak Prescott, even though they did eject one of the Eagles. I think it was Jalen Carter. I'm not quite certain, but yeah, of course, Cowboys now have Kenny Clark thanks to the Packers, which I don't really know what he's going to do on their team or even if they used him. I think he got a little bit going on the defense and some pressure, and their offense is definitely improved coming at what it did last Thursday coming into that game. So it's definitely an improved offense. Their defense is looking improved, but I don't know. It would be funny if the Giants won that game, But personally, I think which one is the better team, I would maybe have to go Dallas Cowboys. And if you're not a Cowboys fan, if you're a Cowboys fan, you're probably saying this is going to be our year. We're going to the Super Bowl. So yeah, Dallas Cowboys winning that game, and Cowboys fans are just going to keep saying this is our year. We're going to the Super Bowl. This is Dak Prescott's year. The next match is Bears Lions at noon, like all those other games. Bears Lions, NFC North divisional game. Oh gosh, NFC North divisional match. Probably one of the most competitive divisions, if not the most competitive division in the NFL. And of course, the Bears keeping it close against us, barring what happened in the fourth quarter, final minutes of that game. That was super fun to watch. Probably not for Ben Johnson and Bears fans or Caleb Williams. Sure, they made a few mistakes and everything like that. We, of course, ended up winning. So, yes, Skull Vikings for that one. And, well, Ben Johnson faces off against his old team in the Detroit Lions and Jared Goff. And, yeah, the Bears, underneath Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, they look like a significantly better team, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And maybe in their defense still, barring those few mistakes that they made in our game. But yeah, they look like a good, very good team. So they're probably going to give the rest of the NFC North some potential issues. And I think going up against the Lions, it's going to be a tough, pretty close game, considering, yes, it is a divisional match and it's in the NFC North. But yeah, that's going to be a really weird and tough game. And, well, I don't know how to predict that one, but the Bears, they have a lot of momentum going for them, and of course, the Lions, obviously last week lost both their coordinators. Of course, Frank Ragnow retired, obviously, and Aiden Hutchinson, star pass rusher, is still not out there, I don't think. So they didn't really have, of course, greatest offseason wasn't that great. They didn't have a great game last week. Jared Goff couldn't really move the ball and throw to anyone. There was no Jahmyr Gibbs, and of course, barring that one Brian Branch interception, but Packers were like, no, we're going to pay the refs for that one, and they did, and of course it didn't count, obviously. And, they couldn't really get things going, so the Lions are making a little bit of a regression this year, which I love to see. Like, thank goodness for that. And I think it'd be really funny if the Bears and Ben Johnson beat the Lions, their old team. So I think that'd be really funny. So for that game, I'm going to pick the Bears to get this win because I think maybe right now they're a better team. Who knows if the Lions are going to pick up the pieces and get moving on. I really hope they don't. But, I'm going to go with the Bears to get that win, and that's going to be an interesting game to watch. Next, we have... What the hell? Next game, we have Patriots Dolphins, an AFC East match. Oh gosh. I'm going to start out with the Patriots on this one because I don't really know what to say about the Dolphins. They just kind of made me sad and feel bad for them, barring what happened with that Colts game last week against Indiana Jones and the Indianapolis Colts. So, yeah, Daniel Jones and that. I'll get to that, a little bit later. But, yeah, Patriots Dolphins, AFC East showdown. One divisional match, but also Patriots and Dolphins both lost last week. And, of course, Patriots, of course, got Drake May, Stephon Diggs, somewhat of an improved offense, not a very a decent defense, but it's still not that great. So that's that. And the Patriots are still in the midst of rebuilding and reloading. So they're not the greatest team in the world. So I don't know what the rest to say about that one. And the Dolphins, they're just, I don't know how to feel about them, especially with Tua, and of course everyone else on their team, whether offense or defense, Jalen Waddle and everyone else, and they just made me feel really bad for him after losing 33-8 against the Indianapolis Colts. So I don't really know what the Dolphins are going to do, but yeah, I really want them to win this game. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins to get the win up against the Patriots. I think that'd be awesome and a huge boost for their team, especially against a divisional opponent in the Patriots. And if nothing works out, maybe it'll be like, okay, we are announcing the number 1 pick for the draft, and it goes to the Miami Dolphins. That would be really cool, but honestly, I just want to see the Dolphins do hopefully well this year, and yeah, that's that. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins to get this win. The next match is on to 49ers Saints. Alright, so last week, 49ers obviously beat the Seahawks, and well, they are beat up now. Brock Purdy's injured, and yeah, they're just now dealing with a ton of injuries, so that's awful for them. They're going to be going up against the Saints, and of course, they didn't look too bad. The 49ers didn't look too bad, barring all the injuries, which sucks. And of course, the Saints with Tyler Shook and continuing that storyline. They lost last week. They're working on still Tyler Shook's development on how he's going to work out. So I think interesting game on how that's going to happen on his work and development. So I would say if the 49ers aren't too beat up, which is going to hurt them, I'm going to say the 49ers are going to get this win for that game. So that's that. And of course, Saints, I hope you guys do well with your quarterback in Tyler Shook for his first year, though, still. I think the 49ers are still going to win that game. So sorry, Saints fans. Bills-Jets, another AFC East showdown at 12, like all those other games. Bills-Jets. I'm going to start out with the Jets first because I'm going to probably laugh, maybe, I don't know. Well, the Jets, keeping it sort of close against Steelers, but losing to your former quarterback in Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, which is kind of funny, trying to get revenge on Aaron Rodgers for what he did to your team. Rodgers trying to get revenge on you for how you threw him out of the front office, and especially with those Madden ratings going on. I'm sorry, I just wanted to say that. But yeah, Jets fans, they're like, we don't have Aaron Rodgers anymore. That's great. And of course, we are moving on to Justin Fields, and he's making their team look significantly better than it was with Aaron Rodgers as their QB. So that's great going for them. And yeah, so the Jets are maybe going to be a little bit of a better team this year, obviously heading into this second week in the NFL. And of course, they're going to be taking on the Bills, which looked... Josh Allen and the Bills looked phenomenal coming into week 1 against the Ravens. Of course, down 15 points coming into the second half. And of course, Josh Allen did Josh Allen things and won the game for the Buffalo Bills. So that's great and made it a really good and close ending game. So I think the Bills are just a way better put together team for the AFC East, and it's their division to win or lose. It's their division to lose, so the Bills, in my opinion, are going to get that win for that game, and yeah, that will be that coming into that game. But still, that might be fun. Who knows what Justin Fields is going to do, but as of right now, I'm going to say the Bills are going to win this game, so yeah. On to the next game, Seahawks-Steelers. Sam Darnold versus Aaron Rodgers. Oh boy. Obviously, yeah. Seahawks got Sam Darnold, got Cooper Kupp against Aaron Rodgers, and Steelers. Steelers, obviously, Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdowns, which was great against Aaron Rodgers. So, honestly, that's kind of funny, but also not really my favorite for a QB. So, that's that. taking on Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. It's going to be an interesting game, especially how both quarterbacks are going to be on their team. And, of course, I think Aaron Rodgers will play maybe better than where he was on the Jets because he already did better than where he was with those 4 touchdowns last week. So, honestly, for those games, I want to say maybe the Steelers, but maybe Sam Darnold will get some magic going on his next team, and maybe he'll get the win. So hopefully them with Sam Darnold and an improved offense and Cooper Kupp, the Seahawks will get the win. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks to get this win on that game, and they'll hopefully embarrass Aaron Rodgers. Next we have LA Rams versus Tennessee Titans. Rams Titans. Obviously, there was huge concern about Matthew Stafford and his health, and of course, it was starting to be looking like a close game with him and versus the Texans and C.J. Stroud. But there wasn't really much concern with Matthew Stafford, and he was still able to get himself a win with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. So that's great for the Rams, and if you're a Rams fan, you're probably pretty damn happy. And so, yeah, that's great for the Rams, and of course, they're going to be taking on the number 1 overall pick in Cam Ward, and, well, of course, they lost last week to the Denver Broncos. Everyone blamed Cam Ward for it, even though it wasn't his fault. And, of course, I think Cam Ward will do well, and no one will blame him, even if they lose. Hopefully not. And, well, I'm going to go with the Rams to get this win for that game, and the reason is why. Because Matthew Stafford and the offensive line and everything he has with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua on his offense with all those weapons. So I'm going to go with the LA Rams to get this win, and it's whose house again? Oh, yeah, right. Rams' house. Next, we have the Panthers and Cardinals. Panthers, Bryce Young versus the Cardinals with Kyler Murray. Obviously, Panthers lost the Battle of the Cats last week, and, well, that's that. And, well, the Panthers are just looking to be like, hey, we're still working on the Bryce Young development if he can be our guy. And I hope he can be for Panthers fans, because they're just like, oh gosh, what are we going to do? And with them now taking on the Cardinals and Kyler Murray, I'm going to say the dark horse Cardinals are going to get this win. But, I don't know. It could be maybe well, I don't really know if that game's going to be a split, but I would say the Cardinals are a little bit of a better team, even if the Panthers do end up keeping it close. So I'm going to say Cardinals are going to get this win, because I think they have a better quarterback. They've got Marvin Harrison Jr. They got plenty of guys in the offense. They got a couple weapons here and there. And so I'm going to say the Cardinals are going to get this win over the Panthers. And on to the Broncos and the Colts. Denver Broncos versus Indianapolis Colts. Bo Nix going to be taking on Indiana Jones. So the Broncos last week are able to beat Titans with Bo Nix, and of course having one of the best, probably very good offenses in football, and having a no-fly zone 2.0 defense and pass rush and secondary, which is always great to have. So they looked pretty good last week, especially on the offensive side, with plenty of receivers to throw the ball to, plenty of offensive linemen. He's got plenty of other resources and weapons, and Bo Nix is overall pretty good quarterback. They're going to be taking on the Indianapolis Colts and Mr. Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones. Everyone's calling him right now because of what he did last week to the Miami Dolphins, and no one expected this out of Daniel Jones for the Indianapolis Colts to just blow up and then all of a sudden, hey, I'm going to be the starting quarterback for the Colts, and turns out I'm going to be really good. So that's going to be a really close and fun game. So, but for that, I don't know. That could be a close game, but something's telling me that maybe Bo Nix is the right choice, and I think even with all the pieces that the Colts and the Broncos have, I'm still going to pick the Denver Broncos to get this win and Bo Nix. So that'll be an interesting game. If the Colts do end up winning that game, it would be extremely surprising if that happens. So if Indiana Jones wins that game, that will be interesting. Next, we have the Super Bowl matchup at 3:30, which is the Chiefs-Eagles. Will this be the Chiefs' revenge game, or will the Eagles still be dominant? The Eagles, well, they were able, even without Jalen Carter, still able to beat the Cowboys, obviously, after that whole spitting match in the first part of the game. Keeping it up and close, Jalen Hurts running in those touchdowns, which was great. Having a very good offense, losing a few pieces on the defense, but still being incredibly formidable. Having a great secondary, which is always good to have. Give me your cornerbacks if you want to, Philadelphia. I will take Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. But thank you again for Isaiah Rodgers. He loves it in Minnesota, and he loves wearing purple and gold. They're going to be taking on Kansas City Chiefs, and I do have one question that you guys maybe will be able to answer in the comments, and that is the Chiefs dynasty officially over, of them reigning defending champions not only in the AFC West but also in the Super Bowl reigning defending champions? And the Chiefs against the Chargers last week, oh my god, they looked pretty bad. Patrick Mahomes didn't look great. Travis Kelce looked god-awful. The offense wasn't too great in order for blocking. Defense wasn't that great for allowing points to be scored by the Chargers and Justin Herbert, and they looked pretty bad. So for that game, I'm going to say the Eagles are going to be able to get another win against the Chiefs for that matchup, even though that might be a way closer game than I'll probably be thinking. And it wouldn't surprise me if Patrick Mahomes was able to pull off some magic and the Chiefs were able to come back and win, but as of now, I'm going to go with the Eagles to get this win. And for our next game, we have Sunday Night Football at 7 with the Vikings-Falcons, our game. So thank goodness for that. Vikings-Falcons. J.J. McCarthy looked great, like I said in my previous video that I just posted a little bit ago. We have, of course, Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones, Adam Thielen, Jalen Naylor. Plenty of weapons on our offense, especially on our interior offensive line. We got guys like Donovan Jackson at our guard. Andrew Van Ginkel, one of our best pass rushers. We have a great defense led by Brian Flores, so that's great for our Vikings team. We're going to be taking on the Atlanta Falcons and Mr. Michael Penix Jr. And for Michael Penix Jr. last week, him and his Falcons were able to keep it close up against the Buccaneers, barring one of those field goals that the Buccaneers were able to kick, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were able to come out of there with a win. So I would say, yes, Michael Penix Jr., he can be a really good quarterback. Everything we saw of him that was shown last year and upcoming this year still looks good, so he can still be a good quarterback, especially where he is. But right now, I got to be true. I got to go with the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to get this win. We're going to go 2-0 in the NFC North, and hopefully still racing for that 1 seed. And a doubleheader on Monday Night Football. First game, we got the Buccaneers and Texans, and then the Chargers and Raiders. I'm going to start out with the Buccaneers and the Texans. Mike Evans Baker Mayfield versus C.J. Stroud. So the Buccaneers, obviously, last week, everybody was laughing at him for drafting wide receiver Ibuka, but heck, that was a great move. He had 2 touchdowns last week. He had Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, and of course, Tristan Wirfs still being out. It didn't matter, but they were still able to get the win. Mike Evans is an incredible football player, and he just keeps on baking those wins for his team. They have a really good offense. They have a great defense. They have a great secondary. And of course, I know Buccaneers fans are like, is Todd Bowles really a good choice for our team? And can he be this aggressive? But I know they can still win those games. They're going to be taking on the Houston Texans. And for the Texans and C.J. Stroud, well, they were able to try to keep it close against the LA Rams and Matthew Stafford, but that kind of fell a little bit short. So, with new, of course, that new offensive coordinator that they just got, they should be still a little bit better. And of course, they have a great defense, have a very good pass rush. But the only thing I'm concerned about, if you're a Texans fan, is the offensive line and the weapons that you already have on your offense. So as of now, since that's still to be determined on the offensive line, I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to get this win. And yeah, Baker, just keep on baking some wins. And finally, for that last game on Monday night, we have the Chargers Raiders. Chargers Raiders. Monday night again. So a AFC West showdown Monday night. Again, divisional game, so it can go either or. Justin Herbert versus Geno Smith. So yeah, Geno Smith and the Raiders obviously able to get a win against the Patriots, so that's great. Justin Herbert is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, able to knock off the Kansas City Chiefs, probably able to destroy their dynasty, so it's hopefully over. So that was great, and of course, divisional match, and of course, they got plenty. Justin Herbert has plenty of weapons and receivers to throw the ball to, and a very good running game, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They have a great defense. They have a great secondary. The Raiders, I'm not too certain about their offense and their defense. I mean, I think they have a little bit of a good defense and a good secondary, but as of now for that game, I'm going to go with the Chargers to get the win. I just think they're a little bit of a better put-together team in the NFL, so I'm going to say Chargers are going to get the win for that doubleheader Monday night game. And again, first of all, thank you guys for that 100 subscribers. I love this community, and let's hopefully get to 500 subscribers as soon as this NFL season ends, coming into the postseason in week 18. So that'll be fun. And if you guys want to talk more football, you can subscribe to my channel and join my Discord. The link will be in the description. And I will see you on the football field, Commanders.